Klein Alley Show. Let's figure out what's going on in the world. Then we will get you into all sorts of fun things we got going on this morning, plus the return of Johnny Doesn't Know. I think we're celebrating Mother Earth today. We learned that Johnny does not know a lot about the environment, the planet. We even asked him if he could name a planet other than Earth, and
his eyes got big, and he was like, "What?"
He was stumped. He didn't. I don't think he realized there were other planets out there outside of Earth. So that'll be coming up later this morning. Chance for you to win some stuff. But right now, your news.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for some ADD news. My therapist says I'm good enough.
All right, earlier this week, I don't know if you read about this one, but there was a body that was found in a trash can over in Sunland. Somebody reported a foul stench on their block, and then they found a trash can out on trash day that was not one of the neighborhood trash cans. Inside of it was a body that was inside of a snowboarding bag.
I'm boned up. I am boned up.
I know, and it gets even hotter. Today, we're talking about another body that was found inside of a stolen U-Haul. And this one was found because a neighbor reported on a foul odor coming from the truck.
I smell terrible things all the time.
And I just don't think anything of it.
I just keep moving.
This is me.
Who else is reporting foul odors?
Yeah, you're going to call
and how many of them are actual bodies?
Imagine how many detectives would have to come to the studio to be like, it's Jake again. Once again, it's Jake. It's still Jake. The smell is Jake.
I don't know. I just want to make sure, guys.
There's a foul smell coming from that office right there. Yeah, that's Jake.
So anyway, they found this, and it was very close to the station right here in Mid-City near La Brea on the way to Culver City. And the body was there wrapped in a tarp, and there was blood in the U-Haul as well. And the U-Haul had been reported stolen the week before, and they think maybe that's probably how long the body was sitting in the U-Haul. It was about a week, because that's how bad the smell ended up getting.
Klein has always said that if you're going to commit a crime, rent a U-Haul truck, by the way.
Was it you?
I've given that advice before, but even better than rent a U-Haul truck is steal a U-Haul truck. Because if you rent a U-Haul truck, then they have your license and stuff.
Which is what this person did.
Well,
This person stole it.
They stole it. They stole the truck from someone else who rented it. So, it's not a terrible... I also have said it's a good idea if you're going to rob a bank. Well, I'm not going to say this one. I'm going to save this one.
If you're going to put your trash out.
Hey, I'm going to save my list of things I would do. If I was going to go that route, I got a lot of plans.
Plus, let's not forget that you reported on a potential crime because you saw a shoe inside of an RV, and that led nowhere.
It was a van, and I saw a foot.
You saw a shoe.
A shoe that usually would have been on a foot. In this particular case, it was just a shoe.
Or it could have been a shoe just because the guy was living in there and he has shoes there.
Well, that's what they found it was.
But you have to report it, and then you never know where it's going to lead.
I make one report, and it backfires on me, so now I'm not reporting anything.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of someone reported a foul smell and ended up being a porta potty, I'm sure there's a lot of those stories, but we only hear about the real ones.
We finally started getting some real LA weather last year. All of a sudden, garbage starts to have that summer garbage smell, and that is a terrible stank.
Yeah, it is. All right, I'm all about making a buck whenever you can, but using your own child's birthday party as an opportunity to make money seems a bit low even for my standards, but you decide if this woman should be criticized or not. So she had a birthday party for her daughter, and she said no gifts, which you said is a big trend with birthday parties now, right? Not doing gifts?
I think it's a test. Whenever I get invited to a thing that says no gifts and people still show up with gifts, it feels like it's kind of like a mind game.
Well, this one, she said, do not bring gifts. And she said, if you feel inclined to bring something, consider $5 because we're trying to remodel our backyard. So... It's kind of rides the line because you're like, okay, well, if people were going to buy a gift, they probably were going to spend more than $5, right? And then they were going to get something that the kid probably will be bored with in half an hour or whatever.
So instead, why don't you help remodeled yards?
Right, but the thing is, it's for your kid. It's not for you. So everyone's just bringing a gift for you to remodel your backyard when it's the kid's birthday party and the kid should be the one celebrating.
That is terrible.
I think so, too.
It is
I think the biggest joy in life is being a kid, 5, 6 years old or whatever, playing with something for 10 minutes and getting bored of it because that 10 minutes is the best.
Yeah, she said, bring us $5 to help us redo our backyard. That's what we're asking. She does not need anything.
Oh, that is.
And I'm sure the kid is like, yeah, just because I don't need anything doesn't mean I don't want stuff.
Yeah.
Well, when the kids playing in the yard, they could be like, this little 1 square foot area was a gift for your birthday.
This 1.5 square foot patch
Enjoy it.
was brought to you by my friends and family. All right, Blake Griffin retired from the NBA. I believe he had made the announcement this week. And our friend Brad Williams has made it into TMZ because he made some comments about Blake Griffin and what his next career move is going to be. Apparently, Blake Griffin is very good at comedy, and Brad Williams is giving him a ringing endorsement.
Only 2 celebrities that have, tried stand-up, I ever thought were really good at it, and that's Blake Griffin and John Mayer.
Wow.
And both of them are like, F you. You can't play in the NBA. You can't master guitar and be funny. Funny is for losers like me that couldn't get girls.
So you think he has a big future in comedy?
A very big future.
Yeah, so...
Funny that Brad Williams is commenting on anything to do with the NBA at all.
Well, he also
Anything's
said
big to him,
he
so.
said it should be a trade. So when Blake Griffin retires, you have to swap out, and then he
smart.
was going to be in the NBA next.
Yeah, that could be in his future. I think I was at the Comedy Store one night, and Blake Griffin came up and did
Really?
some... Yeah, I feel like I saw that. I was like, this is weird.
Klein, Alley Show.
KROQ.
KROQ.
KROQ, Klein Alley Show, 420 Eve. Get you into the little secret show with the Dirty Heads tomorrow, coming up in about 5 minutes. First, your news, though. What's going on in the world? Let's figure it out together. And then we got the Dank Tank and a lot of other reasons to get involved with us at 800-520-1067.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. You know what's a fun word? Spatula. Spatula.
All right, Klein, I would say we have a good history with bridges, wouldn't you say?
As a nation or as a show?
As a show.
No. Terrible history with bridges.
As a nation, I would say it's a mixed bag as well.
Yeah.
But there is a new bridge being constructed here in LA right by my house, and it is the world's biggest wildlife crossing. Apparently,
They're doing this for you?
they're doing it for me so I can
Wow.
so I can get to the Shakies. That's right across the
That's
freeway.
unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Build that thing its own bridge. She deserves it.
No, it's the Cougars, Klein. The Cougars can't cross the freeway to mate, so this
That was the
multi-million...
mountain lions.
All of them. It's basically all the wildlife. They're having to like
Okay.
F within their own families because they can't get over the bridge to F other ones that aren't in their family. Yep. So they're basically building a multi-million-dollar bridge that will allow them to bone outside of their family circles.
Who's paying for this, by the way?
We are.
No.
Are you serious?
No.
We have
because
to
they
be.
talked to... No.
It's got to be taxpayer money.
No, there is a wildlife federation that has been raising money for this for a really long
Really?
time. Yeah, and so
Okay.
the news crews were out there because they just reached another phase of the construction where they're going to be putting like the big cement beams over the freeway. So
Listen.
they're closing the freeway down, and they had like news crews out there covering all of it and interviewing people about it.
But I had no idea this is a boning bridge. It had been told me, like, hey, we need to build a bridge so that animals can bone. I would have been totally on board with
You
that.
would've-
I get it. I think that's a great idea.
But wildlife crossing
Wildlife
doesn't
crossing,
have...
I had no interest. Every time it got brought up, I'm tuning out. I don't care. Now that Allie's explained it, so they can cross the bridge and have sex. Mm-hmm.
That's what it is, because the
beautiful thing.
populations there are like dwindling, or they're having like slim pickings because it's
They
like
need
okay,
to have bone zone signs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the bone
And
bridge.
with arrows pointing. Yeah,
You're
the
entering a bone zone.
Every single
Yeah.
person is going to appreciate this and support it if they say what it really is, which is the bone zone.
Well, the news is getting very excited about it. You tell me if they're getting too excited.
This is a big deal. This weighs about 126
Yes.
tons, maybe even.
Hold on, just
We're
listen
right
to
out of the
how
gate.
out of breath this woman gets, and she's even telling the camera, she's like, "Zoom in on this, zoom in on it. It's
Oh,
crazy."
man.
The more. I'm going to bring in Beth. First off, congratulations. I heard there was champagne bottles,
my
some
God.
little bubbly popping. You're wearing your P22 representing with the sweater. I can't believe this is happening. I'm sure you can't believe this is happening either.
It doesn't quite feel real, but it feels good to see this bridge finally take place.
Can I give you a hug to celebrate? Yes.
my God.
Save LA Cougars.
Save LA Cougars.
They sound like a couple.
SaveLACougars.org. That's who is raising it. It kind of sounds like the Eclipse people, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, they're similar. They get very excited about really weird things.
Yeah, that's true. All right, the WNBA's newest star, Caitlin Clark, is in the news pretty much every single day now. She recently blocked Antonio Brown because he nominated her Cracker of the Day, and she did not like that. They have already moved one of her games to a bigger venue to keep up with ticket demand. One of her games will now be playing at Capital One Arena, which it was playing at a much smaller venue before. She has also nearly secured an 8-figure endorsement deal with Nike that will include a signature shoe.
Good
It's a
for
heel.
her. It's a good. That would be really funny if they did that.
It's a pump, but it's an
Yeah.
F me pump.
Hey, I get it.
So congratulations to her. And finally, a way for us to make money. I know NASA's very focused on the moon and Mars lately, but there's another mission that they are on that's not being talked about enough, in my opinion. Last summer, they announced that they are setting off for this faraway asteroid. Its name is 16 Psyche. And this asteroid is important because it is covered in precious metals, including gold, iron, and nickel. And apparently, if they were to theoretically attain this asteroid and bring it back down to Earth,
it's worth like $40 billion.
No, beyond billions.
Right.
There are so many zeros here, I can't even count.
I know.
It would make instantly everybody on Earth a lottery winner.
I got a alert on Instagram that asked me if I wanted to invest in basically a business, and their plan is to mine asteroids. And I said, absolutely, take my money. I haven't heard from them since, but one of these days, Allie, they're going to come knocking.
I mean, this is going to take a very long time because the asteroid is very far away. It's 2.5 billion miles.
Great.
Is this the premise of that movie where
ethic.
Earth gets disintegrated?
Yes.
Well, don't look up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the same basic idea, but they're saying that this would crash the economy because it would be like every living person is a billionaire, and what would we all do? Money would hold no value,
Doesn't
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's made up anyway.
Yeah,
That's right, Jake. That's said by the man that has none of it.
it's a construct, guys. It doesn't matter.
But listen, Jake has been wheeling and dealing in rocks long before the rest of us are getting on board, so
Totally
maybe a
not.
trendsetter.
Klein Alley Show.
KROQ.
KROQ.
Klein Alley Show.
KROQ, Klein Alley Show. We got lots going on still this morning. More tickets for you. And right now, your news.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. I can already feel myself getting dumber.
All right, so the Clippers Intuit Dome is almost done. Their next season will begin there, and they have revealed a new type of season ticket that you can buy, and tell me if you would do this. This, I believe, is El Cheapo approved. First, Klein, imagine yourself liking the Clippers.
That would be difficult.
Then imagine this. You want to get season tickets to the games because you love them, but you don't want to pay a ton of money. So for $1,200, you get to go to every game, which would make the ticket $32 a piece, but you don't know where your seat is until you get there.
Oh,
Could
that's
be in
exciting.
row 3,
Could be on the
row
court. Could be courtside.
well, no, it's all in this one section.
Oh, that's not as
There's
good.
this one section called the wall that they're making that is behind the opposing team's basket at the Dome. And they want the biggest Clippers fans, the rowdiest people to be in that section, and that's the section that you're buying the tickets for. So it's going to all be in that section, but you could be right in the front. You could be in the back. You can also say, you can click on this, like, I want to be with my friends thing, where they
put
might
you
be able
together.
to sit you
Maybe.
together. They might not be able to. So it's kind of like they're taking a
Southwest approach.
Exactly.
It's a Southwest approach.
Yeah, but you're getting season tickets for a really cheap price, and you can go to all the games.
And the section is a decent section.
It's a good section, and it's right next to the opposing team. So, like, they want to make sure everybody is a Clippers fan. You cannot root for the other team, or you will be disqualified from the wall section.
Well, that's interesting.
You have to be like a rowdy Clippers
Will
fan.
they find enough Clippers fans to fill that section?
I think they will, especially because of the price. Anyone can be a Clippers fan for a price.
Yeah, I guess I would have liked it better if there was a chance. Like, let's just say every game, one of these people that had these tickets would get floor seats. Like, I know they're not going to do that because they sell those for a ton.
The way it explains it, it kind of does seem like that. Like the ticket could be anywhere,
A
but
mystery ticket.
it's only for this wall section.
I like this mystery concept. There's like a bunch of things that do that now where you pay up front. You don't know what you're going to get. Could be good, could be bad. Those like box subscriptions that come in the mail. I
I think
fall for
people
that, all
like
that
the
crap.
gamble of it, right?
For me, it gets me like itching to start betting.
All right, there's a story coming out about this woman who she was married, and her and her husband were taking a hike, and the woman fell off of a cliff while they were hiking.
Yeah, he pushed her.
So she has horrible injuries, and she's in the hospital, and the husband says, hey, we were hiking. We both kind of lost our balance, but I was able to regain balance. She unfortunately fell off, but I hope she's going to be okay.
No.
And then as she is dying, her last words are, he pushed me.
Wow.
And so
Really?
she is able to say with her last words that it was not an accident. He did this. And now, of course, they know what happened and they're going to arrest the guy. But What great dying words, right?
Man, that's so much better than my grandma's dying words to me.
Wait, so she couldn't speak beforehand? She had to wait? Like, I don't understand.
She wanted to
to save it.
She wanted to be dramatic, Omar.
Really?
Women love drama, right?
They love drama.
Okay, that does make sense.
That's right,
now that
Allie.
you put it that way.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I felt terrible. My grandma's last. If you've ever heard dying words, I'd be very curious to hear if they were like impactful or not. They should be impactful because they're the last word someone says. If you remember, my grandma was losing it toward the end, and I was supposed to take her to Outback, and I showed up to take her, but she thought I was supposed to come 4 days earlier when I wasn't even in Florida. So when I got there, the last thing she said to me was, "You ruined it by not being here for the Outback." And I said, "Grandma, we can go now." She goes, "I don't want it anymore." And then months later, when she was kind of like not doing so great, and I got to go on the phone and talk to her one more time, she goes, "I never got my Outback."
Oh, my God. Those were her last words?
Those were her last words to me.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know. Not nearly as impactful as this one.
That's pretty impactful.
But very incriminating as well.
I felt very bad about that.
And then finally, because 420 is just around the corner, I wanted to share the new Cup of Noodles flavor with everybody because it seems like Cup of Noodles doesn't come out with new flavors that often. I mean, you kind of got the basics, but they're kind of reinventing the wheel here, and a lot of people have feelings about it. It's the new everything bagel with cream cheese flavored noodles in sauce, and I feel like tomorrow people will be high enough to try it, so get your Cup of Noodles.
There you go. That catches you up on all the news you need to know. In about 2 minutes or after this song ends, we will also get you into a secret 420 show with the Dirty Hits. You'll be there for the live Dank Tank, the cast of High Hopes. In fact, joining us coming up this hour, Yuri and Freddie. They were on Kimmel last night. They will be on this show, High Hopes. It takes place in a dispensary right here in the heart of Los Angeles, California.
Hollywood, I believe.
I cannot wait for these guys to stop by and hang with us as we get into the 9 o'clock hour on a Friday here at KROQ.
Klein Alley Show.